Listen to me carefully. Your struggle is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. I need you to understand this because most people run from struggle. Most people hide from it. Most people try to make it go away. But here's the truth. The very struggles that you are facing right now, the very challenges that seem unbearable, the obstacles that make you question yourself, these are the things that are shaping you into someone extraordinary. Every setback, every failure, every moment of doubt is a step toward greatness if you are willing to embrace it and learn from it. Struggle is the crucible that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. And I don't care what your background is. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what doors were closed to you. I don't care how many times life has knocked you down. What matters is what you do when you are on the floor. I want you to understand something right now. Life is not fair. The world is not going to hand you what you deserve. There are going to be people who have more talent than you, more resources than you, more opportunities than you. And if you let that discourage you, if you let that intimidate you, if you let that define you, then you will never reach the level you are capable of. But if you choose to embrace your struggle, if you choose to see it as a challenge rather than a curse, then you are already ahead of most people. Because struggle builds character, it builds resilience. It builds strength that no classroom, no book, no mentor can teach you. Struggle is real education. Struggle is the gym where champions are forged. Think about every successful person you admire, every great athlete, every powerful entrepreneur, every influential leader. They all have one thing in common. They faced struggles that would have broken most people. And yet, they didn't quit. They didn't complain. They didn't blame. They fought. They pushed. They endured. They turned their pain into power, their setbacks into setup, and their challenges into opportunities. You see, struggle is not a detour from success. It is the path to it. If you are avoiding struggle, you are avoiding growth. If you are trying to make life easier, you are choosing mediocrity. And I promise you, life is never going to be easy for anyone who wants greatness. Now, I want to break this down for you so that you really understand what I mean. Your struggle is personal. It is unique. Nobody else has lived your life exactly the way you have. Nobody else has felt the pain you have felt. Nobody else has walked through the fire that you are walking through. That means that your struggle is designed specifically for you. It is designed to teach you exactly what you need to learn, to make you exactly who you need to be. And here's the catch. Most people never realize this. Most people look at their struggles and see only frustration, only disappointment, only unfairness. But the truth is, your struggle is your strength in disguise. The things that challenge you, the things that hurt you, the things that seem impossible, these are the things that are building you into a person who can handle anything life throws at them. Let me give it to you straight. There is no shortcut to success. There's no magic formula. There's no bypass around struggle. You have to go through it. You have to embrace it. You have to fight through it. And yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will test you. Yes, it will make you question yourself. But that is the point. That is the reason the struggle exists, to test your commitment, to measure your will, to see if you are willing to pay the price for the life you want. And if you are determined enough to push through, if you are strong enough to endure, if you are courageous enough to keep going, then you will come out the other side stronger than you ever imagined. I need you to picture this in your mind. Imagine that every difficulty you face is a weight. Every failure, every disappointment, every setback is a weight that you are lifting. Now imagine that with every weight you lift, you become stronger, not weaker, not smaller, not defeated, but stronger. That's the truth about struggle. It's not here to destroy you. It is here to develop you. It is here to prepare you for the level of success, the level of influence, the level of impact that you are capable of achieving. And the people who understand this are the ones who dominate their fields, who rise above their circumstances, and who create legacies that last. And here's another key point. Your struggle is what separates you from the people who give up. Everybody has problems. Everybody has challenges. Everybody faces obstacles. But most people quit. Most people throw in the towel when things get hard. Most people give up when life doesn't go according to plan, but not you. Not the person who understands the power of struggle. Not the person who knows that every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. not the person who is determined to succeed no matter what. Your struggle is your training ground, your preparation, your proving ground. If you embrace it, if you fight through it, if you refuse to be defeated by it, you will come out stronger, faster, and better than anyone else. I also want you to understand this. Struggle is not permanent. Whatever you are facing right now, whatever is holding you down, whatever seems impossible, this is not forever. But the lessons you learn from it, the strength you build, the resilience you develop, that lasts a lifetime. Every tear, every failure, every I can't edge you have faced is contributing to your growth. And the more you lean into it, the more you persevere, the more you commit, the more unstoppable you become. Struggle is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of your transformation. Think about it. The strongest, most powerful people you know didn't get there by avoiding challenges. They got there by facing them head on. They got there by refusing to quit when everything seemed against them. They got there by believing in themselves when no one else did. And that is exactly what I want you to do. I want you to stop running from your struggle. I want you to stop complaining about your obstacles. I want you to stop feeling sorry for yourself. And I want you to start using every challenge, every difficulty as fuel for your fire. Because your struggle is not your enemy, it is your ally. Your struggle is your teacher. Your struggle is your secret weapon. Now I need you to hear me loud and clear. If you want to succeed, if you want to achieve greatness, if you want to live a life that others can only dream about, you have to embrace struggle. You have to love it, respect it, learn from it, and use it. You have to be willing to go through pain, disappointment, and failure, because that is the only way you will become the person capable of achieving your dreams. There is no shortcut. There's no easy path. There's no cheat code. The only way is through. And every step you take through struggle is a step toward your destiny. I want you to imagine the person you are going to be in 5 years. 15 years, I want you to imagine the level of success, the level of influence, the level of impact you are capable of achieving. And now I want you to realize that the struggles you are facing right now, the pain, the setbacks, the obstacles, are exactly what is preparing you to become that person. If you quit now, you will never reach it. But if you endure, if you persist, if you fight, if you refuse to give up, then there's nothing that can stop you. Nothing. No person, no circumstance, no situation, no failure. Your struggle will become your strength, your resilient power, your greatness. So I'm telling you today, don't run from struggle. Don't hate it. Don't fear it. Embrace it. Own it. Learn from it. Use it. Because every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, every failure you endure is building you into someone capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. And that, my friends, is the truth. Your struggle is not your weakness. It is your superpower. Your struggle is not your limitation. It is your launch pad. Your struggle is not your enemy. It is your pathway to greatness. Remember this and let it sink in. When life gets hard, when the pressure is on, when the world seems against you, that is exactly when you are being prepared. That is exactly when you are being strengthened. That is exactly when your determination, your grit, and your courage are being tested. And if you push through, if you refuse to quit, if you endure and persist, you will come out on top. Because struggle is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of your greatness. Your struggle is your strength. And once you understand that, once you live that truth, nothing will ever be able to stop you. No excuses. I want you to hear me, really hear me. Stop making excuses. Stop explaining why you can't, why it's too hard, why the timing isn't right, why life isn't fair. The excuses are easy. They are comfortable. They make you feel safe. They let you sleep at night thinking you tried, but in reality, you didn't. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They are the chains that keep you from reaching your full potential. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to win, if you want to be great, if you want to be unstoppable, you must eliminate excuses from your life completely. They have no place in your journey to success. Now listen, excuses are everywhere. People all around you are using them. They blame the economy. They blame their parents. They blame their job. They blame their school. They blame their friends. They blame their past. And every excuse they make is a reason for them not to try, not to push, not to go after what they want. But let me tell you the truth. None of that matters. None of that excuses your failure. None of that excuses your lack of effort. None of that excuses you not being where you want to be in life. Because here's the reality. The only thing that matters is what you do about your circumstances. Excuses don't change your life. Action does. Determination does. Relentless work does. I want you to understand something very clearly. Excuses are a choice. And so is success. You cannot have both. You cannot sit around and complain about how unfair life is and at the same time expect the world to hand you everything you want. If you want to achieve greatness, you must take full responsibility for your life. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming the system. Take control, freedom up. Own your life. Because when you stop making excuses, when you take responsibility, that is when you become powerful. That is when you start to realize your potential. That is when you begin to see results. Excuses are sneaky. They whisper in your ear when you are tired, when you are discouraged, when you are afraid. It's too hard, they say. You're not ready, they say. Or maybe tomorrow, they say. And if you listen to them, if you give them even a little space, they will take over your life. They will convince you that failure is acceptable. They will convince you that settling is fine. But champions don't listen to excuses. Champions don't allow excuses to dictate their lives. Champions push through fear. They push through discomfort. They push through discomfort. They push through pain. And when they do, they achieve things that most people only dream about. Let me give it to you straight. Excuses are the reason most people fail. Most people are capable of more than they realize, but they never reach their potential because they are too busy making excuses. They have the talent. They have the resources, they have the opportunity, but they are paralyzed by the I can't mindset. They let their mind create reasons why success is impossible. And that is the biggest tragedy of all. Not that they failed, but that they never even tried. The world is full of people who could have been great, who could have changed their lives, who could have made an impact, but instead they chose excuses. And you don't have to be one of them. Here's the truth about excuses. They are lies. Every time you tell yourself, I can't, you are lying to yourself. You are giving yourself permission to quit. You are choosing the easy way out. But nothing worth having is easy. Nothing worth achieving comes without effort, sacrifice, and perseverance. If you want to succeed, if you want to live a life that matters, if you want to leave a legacy, you must reject excuses completely. You must develop a mentality that says, I will get this done, no matter what. I will find a way, no matter how hard it is. I will not stop until I succeed. That is what determination looks like. That is what champions do. Think about it. Every great person you know, every person who has accomplished something extraordinary, they all share one thing in common. They refuse to make excuses. They face obstacles. They face setbacks. They face failure after failure after failure. But they did not complain. They did not make excuses. They did not let circumstances dictate their destiny. They got up every single day. They looked at the challenge and they said, I will figure this out. I will do whatever it takes. I will not quit. That mindset, that refusal to make excuses is what separates winners from losers, achievers from dreamers. I need you to understand this deeply. Excuses are a form of self-sabotage. Every time you say, I can't, you are programming your mind to fail. Every time you say, it's not my fault, you are giving away your power. Every time you wait for the perfect moment, you are allowing life to pass you by. But when you stop making excuses, when you take ownership, when you commit fully, something amazing happens. You realize that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. You discover strengths you never knew you had. You unlock a power within you that cannot be stopped. That is the power of rejecting excuses. That is the power of being determined. Let me challenge you right now. Look at your life. Look at your life. Look at the areas where you have been making excuses. Look at the moments where you told yourself, I can't, because now I want you to take full responsibility. Stop blaming. Stop rationalizing. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right conditions. Stop waiting for someone else to hand you what you want. It is time to own your life. It is time to take action. It is time to decide that no matter what happens, you will not allow excuses to control your destiny. And here's the thing. The world will give you plenty of reasons to make excuses. It will tell you that you are too young, too old, too inexperienced, too unprepared. It will show you obstacles, failures, and setbacks and try to convince you to quit. But those are not reasons. Those are tests. Those are challenges meant to measure your determination, to see if you are willing to do what most people won't. And if you rise to the challenge, if you push through, if you refuse to quit, then you will achieve more than you ever imagined. You will rise above your circumstances. You will accomplish what others said was impossible. You will become unstoppable. I want to give you a harsh truth. Excuses are cheap. Talent is cheap. Dreams are cheap. But hard work, sacrifice, discipline, and determination are priceless. And the only way to succeed is to reject the cheap, easy path of excuses and embrace the hard, disciplined, determined path that few are willing to walk. You want to win? Then outwork everyone. You want to be great? Then commit fully. You want to achieve your dreams? Then eliminate excuses completely. The world doesn't owe you success. But if you refuse to make excuses, if you take action, if you work relentlessly, the world will respect your grind. And you will achieve more than you ever thought possible. And I need you to remember this every single day. Excuses are temporary. They give you comfort in the short term, but they rob you of your future. They make you feel okay for a moment, but they steal your potential. Every time you choose excuses over action, you are choosing mediocrity over greatness. You are choosing failure over success. You are choosing to stay in your comfort zone while the world passes you by. And that is not why you were born. You were born to rise. You were born to conquer. You were born to be determined. So from this moment on, I want you to make a promise to yourself. No more excuses. No more blaming. No more rationalizing. No more waiting. Take full responsibility for your life. Own every action, every decision, every choice. When life gets hard, push harder. When it seems impossible, fight longer. When you feel like quitting, your success is your responsibility and your determination is your weapon. Excuses will try to stop you. But if you refuse to listen, if you refuse to give, nothing can hold you back. Here's the bottom line. Excuses are the enemy of achievement. They are the enemy of greatness. They are the enemy of your future. The only way to succeed, the only way to live a life that matters, the only way to achieve your dreams is to eliminate excuses completely. Look in the mirror and say, I am responsible. I am capable. I am determined. I will not make excuses. I will get this done, no matter what. Say it until you believe it. Say it until your mindset changes. Say it until your actions reflect it. That's just how you win. That is how you rise. That is how you become unstoppable. So stand up, take ownership, and make the choice to live a life without excuses. Face your challenges head on. Push past your fears. Work harder than anyone else. Be relentless. Be disciplined. Be determined. Excuses may be easy, but they will never make you great. Determination will, action will, commitment will. And when you finally embrace that truth, when you finally live it every day, you will achieve things that most people thought were impossible. No excuses, only results. Consistency. Let me tell you something. Most people are obsessed with talent. They think that if they are naturally gifted, if they are smart enough, fast enough, strong enough, this success will automatically come. But that's a lie. Talent will get you in the door, maybe give you a head start, but it will not carry you all the way. What separates the winners from the losers, the champions from the average, is not talent, it's consistency. Consistency is the secret weapon that most people overlook, the trait that distinguishes those who achieve their dreams from those who only wish for them. Consistency is the commitment to showing up day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it, even when no one is watching, even when the results are not immediate. Let me break this down for you. Talent without consistency is wasted potential. You could have all the skill in the world, all the brains, all the natural ability, but if you don't put in the work consistently, you will never reach the level you are capable of. Success is not built on spurts of effort. It is built on steady, persistent action. It's the person who gets up every day and does the work, even when tired, even when discouraged, even when it's hard. That ultimately dominates. That's the difference between a dreamer and a doer, between someone who talks about greatness and someone who lives it. Now, I need you to understand this. Consistency is not glamorous. It is not flashy. It doesn't make headline. Nobody is going to praise you for showing up when no one else is watching. Nobody's going to notice the hours you put in when the results are not immediate. But that is exactly why it works. Consistency is what compounds over time. Consistency is what builds momentum. Consistency is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. It's the work you do every single day that matters more than the talent you were born with or the genius idea you had for 5 minutes. Think about it. Every successful athlete, every powerful entrepreneur, every influential leader, they all share this one characteristic. They are consistent. They show up. They put in the work. They do what needs to be done day after day, week after week, year after year. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest because he had talent. He became the greatest because he practiced consistently, tirelessly, relentlessly, even when no one was watching, even when it was painful. Warren Buffett didn't become one of the richest men in the world overnight. He became wealthy through consistent investing, consistent study, consistent decisions made over decades. And that, my friends, is the power of consistency. I need you to hear me clearly. Consistency is not about perfection. It is about persistence. It is about showing up even when you feel weak, even when you feel discouraged, even when you feel like giving up. It is about doing the right thing, the necessary thing, even when it is uncomfortable. Consistency is built on discipline. It is built on commitment. It is built on commitment. It is built on determination. And it is what separates the people who achieve greatness from the people who settle for mediocrity. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Success is not glamorous. It is not instant. It is not easy. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes steady effort. And that is where consistency comes in. You see, talent can only take you so far. Genius can only take you so far. Connections can only take you so far. But consistent action will carry you through. Consistency is what turns dreams into reality, goals into accomplishments, plans into results. Without it, you will fall short every time, no matter how talented you are. I want to challenge you right now. Look at your life and ask yourself, are you consistent? Are you showing up for yourself every day, doing the work, taking the steps that will lead to your goals? Or are you relying on bursts of energy, bursts of motivation, and hope that everything will magically work out? Because hope without consistency is useless. Motivation without consistency is temporary. Inspiration without consistency is fleeting. But consistency comes to compound. Consistency builds character. Consistency produces results. And let me tell you another thing. Consistency is a mindset, it's a choice. Every time you choose to take the action when it's hard, every time you choose to push forward when it's inconvenient, every time you choose to do the work when no one else is watching, you are building consistency. You are building momentum. You are building a habit of success. And the more consistent you become, the easier it gets. The more consistent you are, the more unstoppable you become. The more consistent you are, the more inevitable your success becomes. Now, let's be real. Consistency is hard. Life is hard. There will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you are tired, overwhelmed, and discouraged. There will be times when you think quitting is the easier path. But champions, winners, and leaders understand this. They push through. They show up. They do the work. They are consistent, even when it hurts, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one else is around to cheer them on. That is what builds mastery. That is what builds results. That is what builds a life of significance. I want to give you an example that hits close to home. Think about someone like Kobe Bryant. Kobe was known for his talent, yes, but more than that, he was known for his legendary work ethic. He showed up before sunrise, practiced longer than anyone else, pushed his body and mind beyond limits. Day after day, year after year. That was consistency. That was discipline. That was commitment. And that's why he became one of the greatest athletes of all time. Talent alone couldn't do it. Motivation alone couldn't do it. Only consistency could. Let's bring this closer to your life. What are you willing to be consistent about? Is it your fitness? Is it your studies? Is it your business? Is it your business? Is it your craft? Is it your relationships? Because here's the truth. Whatever you are consistent in is what you will become great at. Whatever you consistently work on, consistently improve, consistently refine, consistently push through, that is where you will see results. Consistency is the bridge between effort and excellence. It's the bridge between average and extraordinary. I need you to take this seriously. Consistency is more than showing up. It's about showing up with purpose. It's about showing up with intensity. It's about showing up ready to improve, ready to push, ready to learn. Consistency without effort, consistency without focus, consistency without purpose, it won't work. You have to show up fully every time with determination, with focus, with the mindset of a champion. That is how consistency becomes a superpower. That is how consistency produces results that are undeniable. That is how consistency builds a legacy. And here's another key point. Consistency is cumulative. Every small action you take every day adds up over time. 1 hour of practice, one extra call, one extra study session, one extra workout, one extra step toward your goal. It all compounds. Nobody notices it in the moment, but for weeks, months, years, it creates a massive advantage. That is the power of consistency. It works quietly behind the scenes, building unstoppable momentum that eventually makes you dominant in your field. That's why champions are consistent. That is why leaders are consistent. That is why legends are consistent. I also want you to understand this. People notice consistency. Your teammates notice it. Your mentors notice it. Your clients notice it. Your family notices it. When you are consistent, people know they can rely on you. They know you are dependable. They know you are serious. And that opens doors that talent alone cannot open. It builds reputation, credibility, and influence. Consistency is not just about personal results. It is about establishing your presence, your authority, your integrity in everything you do. So now I ask you, are you ready to commit? Are you ready to be consistent? Are you ready to do the work every single day, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, even when it seems like no one is watching? Are you ready to be relentless, persistent, and disciplined in your pursuit of greatness? Because let me tell you the truth. If you are not consistent, you will never reach your potential. If you are not consistent, you will never achieve your dreams. If you are not consistent, you will always be average. But if you are consistent, if you show up every day with purpose and determination, nothing can stop you. Nothing. So stand up and make a promise to yourself right now. I will be consistent. I will show up. I will do the work. I will push through even when it's hard. I will grind every day. I will improve every day. I will refuse to quit. I will be relentless. I will be unstoppable. I will be consistent because I know that consistency is the key to my success, my greatness, and my legacy. And when you live by that promise, when you embrace consistency with every fiber of your being, you will achieve things that most people thought were impossible. You will become the person you were always meant to be. Pain. Let me tell you something about pain. Most people run from it. Most people hate it. Most people try to numb it, ignore it, or complain about it. But I want you to understand something. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is not something to fear. Pain is not something to avoid. Pain is a teacher. Pain is a test. Pain is the vehicle that will drive you to greatness if you are willing to embrace it. I need you to get this in your mind. Every time it hurts, every time it's hard, every time you feel like you can't go on, that is exactly when you are growing. Exactly when you are being prepared. Exactly when you're being prepared. Champion when your character is being forged. Champions are made in pain. Legends are made in pain. And if you want to succeed, you must learn to welcome it. Think about it. The most successful people you know didn't get there by staying comfortable. They didn't get there by avoiding pain. They didn't get there by seeking the easy path. They got there by pushing through, by enduring, by refusing to quit even when it hurt, even when it was tough, even when it seemed impossible. Pain is temporary, but the glory, the results, the legacy, the impact you leave behind, that lasts forever. And here's the truth. Most people quit because they are unwilling to endure temporary discomfort for permanent gain. They are unwilling to do the work, to push through the suffering, to endure the moments when life feels unbearable, but that is exactly when you must push harder. That is exactly when you must fight longer. That is exactly when you must rise above everyone else. Pain is a sign that you are alive. Pain is a sign that you are growing. Pain is a signal that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone, that you are moving towards something greater than yourself, that you are stepping into the life you were meant to live. And let me tell you something else. The moment you stop fearing pain, the moment you stop avoiding discomfort, the moment you accept that struggle and challenge are part of the process, is the moment you become unstoppable. That's the moment you stop being average and start being extraordinary. Pain is not punishment. It is preparation. Pain is not defeat. It is development. I want you to imagine for a second the person you want to become, the goals you want to achieve, the dreams you want to turn into reality. I promise you, none of that comes without pain. The life you desire, the success you seek, the influence you want, it all requires effort, sacrifice, struggle, and endurance. And you have to be willing to go through it. You have to be willing to feel it, to embrace it, to push through it, because every step through pain makes you stronger. Every moment of discomfort sharpens your focus. Every challenge you endure builds your resilience. Pain is not a roadblock. It's the ladder that will take you higher. Let me give it to you straight. Comfort will kill you. Staying comfortable will never get you to greatness. You cannot achieve extraordinary things by playing it safe, by avoiding challenges, by living in ease. That's why so many people fail. That's why so many dreams die. That's why so many goals remain out of reach. But if you embrace pain, if you accept it as part of the journey, if you use it as fuel, then you will rise above everyone else. Pain separates the winners from the losers, the champions from the quitters, the people who achieve from the people who only wish. I want you to understand something else about pain. It is temporary. It does not last forever. That moment of struggle, that moment of discomfort, that moment of challenge, it will pass. But the lessons you learn, the strength you build, the resilience you develop, that lasts a lifetime. Every tear you shed, every failure you endure, every I can't you conquer is making you more prepared for your destiny. Pain is fleeting, but greatness is eternal. And the people who succeed are the ones who realize this. They don't run from pain. They push through it, knowing that the reward on the other side is worth every moment of suffering. Pain teaches discipline. Pain teaches patience. Pain teaches focus. Pain teaches sacrifice. You cannot become a master at anything without learning through struggle. You cannot achieve excellence without enduring hardship. You cannot create a legacy without walking through fire. And that is why pain is necessary. Pain is not optional. Pain is unavoidable. But if you choose to see it as a teacher rather than a tormentor, as a test rather than a punishment, as a pathway rather than a roadblock, then you will unlock potential within yourself that you never knew existed. Here's another truth. Most people give up too early. Most people quit when the pain gets hard, when the obstacles seem too big, when the work becomes overwhelming. But champions don't quit. Champions push. Champions fight. Champions endure. Champions embrace the struggle, knowing that pain is temporary, but success is forever. Every time you push through, every time you refuse to give in, every time you do what most people won't, you are building strength, resilience, and character. Pain is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your greatness. I want you to think about the athletes you admire. Think about the entrepreneurs you respect. Every one of them has endured pain. Every one of them has faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. Every one of them has experienced moments of doubt, failure, and exhaustion, and yet they did not quit. They pushed through. They endured. They persisted. That is the power of embracing pain. That is the secret to success. That's the reason they achieve what others could only dream of. Now I want to challenge you. What are you willing to endure for your dream? What discomfort are you willing to face for your goals? How much pain are you willing to embrace for the life you want? Because let me tell you the truth. Nothing worth having comes without a fight. Nothing worth achieving comes without struggle. Nothing worth building comes without sacrifice. And every step you take through pain is a step closer to the life you desire. Pain is not a punishment. Pain is progress. Pain is preparation. Pain is power. Here's something else I want you to realize. Pain is personal. Your pain, your struggle, your obstacles, they are unique to you. Nobody else has lived your life exactly as you have. Nobody else has faced the exact challenges you face. And that is why your response to pain matters so much. You can let it break you or you can let it build you. You can let it stop you or you can let it push you forward. The choice is yours. Pain does not define you. Your response to pain defines you. Your ability to endure, to persist, to rise above it, that is what shapes your character, your destiny, and your success. Pain is also temporary, but the lessons from it are forever. Every time you push through, every time you endure, every time you fight when it hurts, you gain wisdom, resilience, and strength. You become someone who cannot be shaken, someone who cannot be stopped, someone who refuses to be defeated. Pain teaches you that you are stronger than you think, tougher than you believe, and more capable than you ever imagined. And that, my friends, is the key to success. I want you to remember this. Pain is not a signal to stop. Pain is a signal to push harder. Pain is not a reason to quit. Pain is a reason to rise. Pain is not a barrier, it is a gateway. Every time it hurts, every time it's hard, every time you feel like giving up, that is your opportunity to show the world, to show yourself that you are stronger, braver, and more determined than any challenge life throws at you. Pain is temporary. Glory is forever. So I need you to make a choice today. Will you let pain defeat you, or will you let pain develop you? Will you run from discomfort, or will you embrace it? Will you quit when life gets hard, or will you rise, push through, and become unstoppable? The life you want, the success you desire, the impact you are capable of making, it all requires enduring pain. It all requires sacrifice. It all requires determination. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you unlock your true potential. Pain is the price of greatness. Pain is the tuition you pay to become the best version of yourself. Pain is the pathway that leads to strength, resilience, and success. The more willing you are to endure, the more prepared you become. The more you push through, the stronger you get. The more you embrace it, the more unstoppable you become. And one day when you look back, you will see that the very pain you once feared, the very challenges you once hated, were the very things that made you great. Pain is temporary, glory is forever. Pain builds resilience, character, and discipline. Pain teaches lessons that comfort never could. Pain separates winners from quitters, champions from dreamers, achievers from the average. And if you are willing to embrace it, push through it, and rise above it, nothing in this world can stop you. So stand up, dig deep, and face the pain head on, because the life you want, the success you deserve, and the greatness within you all lie on the other side. Focus, let me tell you something right now. Most people fail, not because they lack talent, not because they lack resources, not because they lack opportunity. Most people fail because they lack focus. They get distracted. They chase shiny things. They try to do a little bit of everything and end up accomplishing nothing. Focus is the difference between average and extraordinary. Focus is the difference between a dream and reality. Focus is the laser-like precision that allows you to channel all your energy, all your time, all your effort, and all your talent toward the goals that truly matter. Without focus, nothing else matters. Think about it. Every successful person you know, every person who has achieved greatness has mastered focus. They know what they want. They know where they are going, and they refuse to let anything pull them off course. Focus is not just about paying attention. It's about prioritization. It's about saying no to distractions, no to time-wasting activity, no to negativity, and yes to the things that actually move you forward. If you want to succeed, if you want to reach your dreams, you have to learn to control your mind, and control your mind and control your attention. Focus is the currency of success, and most people are bankrupt because they squander it on nonsense. Let me break this down for you. Focus is about clarity. You cannot achieve what you don't clearly define. If you are chasing 100 different things at the same time, your energy is diluted. Your efforts are scattered. Your results are minimal. But when you focus on one goal, when you pour your heart, mind, and soul into that one objective, magic happens. You see opportunities that others miss. You find solutions that others overlook. You achieve results that others can only dream of. Focus is the multiplier of effort. It takes what you are already doing and makes it exponentially more effective. Now, I need you to hear me loud and clear. Focus requires discipline. It is not easy. The world is full of distractions. Social media, entertainment, opinions, people who try to pull you off your path. But if you let every distraction control your life, if you let every interruption dictate your day, you will never achieve anything significant. You have to protect your focus like it's the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Guard your attention. Guard your time. Guard your energy. Say no to everything that does not serve your purpose. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it must be trained, strengthened, and defended. I want you to think about the people who inspire you. Think about the athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders you admire. They did not get there by accident. They did not succeed because they were lucky. They succeeded because they focused. They focused on their craft. They focused on their goals. They focused on the daily habits that would compound into success. And that focus allowed them to rise above their competition, rise above obstacles, and rise above doubt. Focus is what separates the good from the great, the dreamers from the doers, the people who wish from the people who achieve. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Without focus, talent is wasted. Without focus, hard work is wasted. Without focus, motivation is wasted. You can have all the desire in the world, all the energy, all the resources, but if you are not focused, nothing will stick. You will spin your wheels. You will feel busy but accomplished live. You will work hard and wonder why results never come. Focus is the lens that channels your effort. It turns chaos into clarity. It turns energy into action. It turns dreams into reality. I want to give you a harsh truth. Focus is not convenient. Focus requires sacrifice. Focus requires saying no to the fun today in order to enjoy the results tomorrow. Focus requires self-control. Focus requires mental toughness. But let me tell you this, there's no shortcut to success. There's no way around it. If you want the life you dream about, if you want the results that matter, you must cultivate focus. You must master, you must commit to it. Focus is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without it, you will wander aimlessly. With it, you become unstoppable. Now listen carefully. Focus is about commitment. It's not enough to want something. It's not enough to hope for something. You must be committed to it fully. You must prioritize it above distractions, above comfort, above excuses. You must protect your time, protect your energy, and protect your attention. Because every moment you spend unfocused is a moment you will never get back. Every day you waste on distractions, a day you will never recover. Focus is time well spent. Focus is life well lived. Focus is the foundation of all success. I want you to think about your life right now. What are you focused on? Where is your attention going? Are you allowing distractions, negativity, and chaos to pull you off your path? Or are you laser focused on the actions that matter, on the habits that build results, on the goals that will shape your future? Because let me tell you something, most people are not focused, and that is why most people fail. But if you can master focus, if you can channel your energy, if you can commit to the long-term vision, you will accomplish more in a year than most people do in a decade. Focus is also about patience. Results do not happen overnight. Progress does not come in bursts. True success comes from consistent, focused effort over time. It is the person who stays the course, who keeps their eyes on the prize, who continues to push forward, even when it seems slow, even when it seems like nothing is happening, who ultimately wins. Focus is the ability to stay the course when others give up. Focus is the ability to grind when others quit. Focus is the ability to prioritize the long term over the short term. And that, my friends, is the hallmark of every successful person. Let me give you another key insight. Focus is about eliminating distractions. Your environment, your friends, your media consumption, your habits, they all affect your ability to focus. If you are serious about achieving your goals, you must create an environment that supports focus. You must remove anything that diverts your attention, dilutes your energy, or diminishes your commitment. Focus is not just mental, it is physical, emotional, and environmental. If you protect all these areas, you protect your ability to succeed. If you neglect them, you sabotage yourself. Focus is a lifestyle, not a one-time effort. And I need you to understand this. Focus is power because it compounds. Every focused hour, every focused day, every focused action adds up. You might not see the results immediately, but over weeks, months, and years, the cumulative effect of focus is extraordinary. You will accomplish more, learn more, grow more, and succeed faster than anyone who is inconsistent, scattered, or distracted. Focus takes what you already had, your time, your effort, your talent, and multiplies it. It is the secret weapon of the most successful people in the world. I also want to tell you this, focus builds confidence. When you focus, when you take control of your attention, when you channel your energy toward meaningful goals, you start to see results. You start to build momentum. You start to believe in yourself. And that belief fuels even more focus, even more effort, even more results. Focus is a cycle that creates unstoppable progress. Without focus, you remain stagnant. With focus, you become a force that cannot be stopped. Here's the bottom line. If you want to achieve greatness, you must master focus. You must guard it, protect it, and strengthen it. You must be disciplined enough to eliminate distractions, resilient enough to stay the course, and committed enough to prioritize what matters over what feels good in the moment. Focus is not optional. It is essential. It is the key to turning dreams into reality, goals into achievements, and potential into greatness. So I want you to make a promise to yourself right now. I will focus. I will eliminate distractions. I will commit to my goals with everything I have. I will channel my energy, my time, and my effort toward what truly matters. I will protect my mind, my environment, and my habits. I will stay disciplined, patient, and consistent. I will focus because I know that focus is the key to my success, my growth, and my legacy. And when you live by that promise, when you truly master focus, nothing in this world can stop you. Focus, guard it, protect it, prioritize it, commit to it, live it, and watch your life change in ways you never imagined. Discipline. Let me tell you something. Most people underestimate the power of discipline. They think motivation will carry them through. They think inspiration will get them where they want to go. But let me tell you right now, motivation is temporary. Inspiration fades. Only discipline lasts. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It is the unseen force that separates winners from losers, champions from dreamers, and those who succeed from those who only wish. I need you to understand this clearly. Talent alone will not make you great. Intelligence alone will not make you successful. Luck alone will not change your life. But discipline can. Discipline can take someone with average talent and transform them into someone extraordinary. Discipline is the consistent commitment to showing up, to doing the work, to taking action every single day, no matter how you feel. And let me be clear, discipline is not easy. It's not convenient. It's not comfortable. But nothing worth having is, think about it. Every person you admire, every leader, athlete, entrepreneur, or innovator you respect, they all have one thing in common. They are disciplined. They show up when it's hard. They put in the work when no one is watching. They make sacrifices day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. That's what creates results. That is what builds success. That's what turns ordinary people into legends. Discipline is not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently. It's about forming habits, routines, and mindsets that create unstoppable momentum. Let me break this down further. Discipline is freedom. I know it sounds crazy, but let me explain. Most people think freedom comes from doing whatever they want, whenever they want. That is false freedom. True freedom comes from self-control. True freedom comes from mastering your mind, mastering your habits, mastering your actions. When you are disciplined, you are in control. You are not a victim of impulses, distractions, or excuses. You are in charge of your life. Discipline gives you the power to choose your actions deliberately and consistently, and that is the key to living life of purpose and achievement. Now, let me be real with you. Discipline hurts. Discipline requires sacrifice. Discipline means doing what is necessary, even when it's uncomfortable. It means resisting temptation. It means pushing through pain, doubt, and fatigue. It means getting up early when your bed feels warm. It means putting in extra work when everyone else is relaxing. It means saying no to short-term pleasure in order to achieve long-term gain. And let me tell you something. Those who are willing to endure the discomfort of discipline are the ones who ultimately win in life. Want you to imagine for a moment the life you want. The career, the relationships, the health, the impact, the legacy. That life will not manifest through wishful thinking or momentary bursts of effort. That life requires daily commitment, unwavering discipline, and relentless persistence. Every small disciplined action you take compounds over time. Every choice to stay focused, to work hard, to do what is right instead of what is easy builds momentum that will carry you closer to your goals. Discipline is the engine of success. Without it, your dreams remain just dreams. Here's the truth most people avoid. Discipline is uncomfortable because it forces you to confront yourself. It forces you to face your weaknesses, your fears, your limitations. It forces you to take responsibility for your life and your choices. And that is why most people avoid it. Most people take the easy way out. Most people settle for mediocrity. Most people allow excuses, distractions, and laziness to dictate their lives. But you cannot achieve greatness that way. You cannot build a legacy that way. You cannot become unstoppable that way. Discipline requires courage, the courage to do what must be done even when you don't feel like it. Think about Michael Jordan. Think about Kobe Bryant. Think about Serena Williams. Think about Elon Musk. Think about Oprah Winfrey. All of them share the same secret weapon: discipline. They didn't rely on luck. They didn't rely on temporary motivation. They relied on showing up consistently, doing the work, and pushing beyond their limits. Discipline allowed them to endure, to persist, and to rise above every challenge. Discipline allowed them to achieve what others thought was impossible. And that, my friends, is the power of discipline. Now listen carefully. Discipline is a choice. Every day, every moment, you have the choice to act with discipline or to act with convenience. You can choose the path of least resistance, the comfort zone, the easy option. Or you can choose to be disciplined, to do the work, to push yourself, to take action that aligns with your goals and your values. The difference between the people who succeed and those who fail is the consistent choice to act with discipline, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how tired they are, no matter how tempting it is to quit. Discipline is the deciding factor. Let me give you another perspective. Discipline is accountability. When you are disciplined, you hold yourself to a higher standard. You refuse to make excuses. You refuse to blame circumstances or other people. You take full responsibility for your life, your actions, and your result. Discipline means you don't wait for motivation, inspiration, or permission. You act because you know that your results depend on you, and you are willing to pay the price. Discipline is ownership of your destiny, and without it, you will drift aimlessly, hoping for change instead of creating it. I need you to hear this. Discipline compounds over time. Every small choice you make today, every habit you form, every action you take adds up. You might not notice it immediately, but over weeks, months, and years, discipline creates extraordinary results. It is the steady daily commitment that multiplies effort and creates unstoppable momentum. Discipline is the secret ingredient that turns ordinary people into legends, that turns struggle into success, that turns potential into achievement. Without discipline, you will never reach your full potential. Here's something else. Discipline builds confidence. When you act with discipline, when you stay committed to your goals, when you follow through on your promises to yourself, you gain trust in your own abilities. You start to believe in your capacity to overcome challenges, endure setbacks, and achieve your goals. That belief fuels even more disciplined action, creating a cycle of growth, momentum, and success. Discipline does not just create results, it creates self-belief, resilience, and inner strength. And let me remind you, discipline is not about perfection. You will make mistakes, you will falter, you will fail. But discipline is about persistence. Discipline is about getting back up, learning from setbacks, and continuing to push forward. It is about refusing to quit, no matter how many times you stumble. It is about embracing the process, trusting the journey, and committing to consistent effort. Discipline is not a one-time act. It is a lifestyle, a mindset, a daily commitment that shapes every area of your life. Now I want you to take a moment and reflect. Where in your life do you need more discipline? Is it your health, your fitness, your career, your finances, your relationships, or your personal growth? Whatever it is, I want you to commit right now to taking control. Commit to consistent action. Commit to daily effort. Commit to making the tough choices, the uncomfortable choices, the choices that will move you closer to your goals. Discipline is not optional. It is essential. Discipline is the backbone of success, the foundation of achievement, and the key to unlocking your potential. I also want you to understand this. Discipline is empowering. When you are disciplined, you are no longer a victim of circumstances. You are no longer controlled by distractions, emotions, or impulses. You are in charge of your life. You make the decisions that matter. You take the actions that create results. You shape your future. That is the power of discipline It gives you control over your destiny and allows you to achieve goals that most people only dream about. So I want you to make a promise to yourself right now. I will be disciplined. I will show up every day, even when it's hard. I will do the work, even when I don't feel like it. I will make sacrifices today for the results I want tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will refuse to quit. I will stay committed, focused, and persistent, because I know that discipline is the key to my success, my growth, and my legacy. When you live by that promise, when you embrace discipline fully, nothing in this world can stop you. Discipline, guard it, protect it, strengthen it, live it, and watch your life transform in ways you never imagined. Passion. Let me tell you something right now. Most people go through life without passion. They wake up, they go through the motions, they do what they have to do, and they complain that life isn't giving them what they want. But the truth is, passion is the difference between a life that's ordinary and a life that is extraordinary. Passion is what fuels greatness. Passion is what drives people to rise before the sun, work harder than anyone else, and push further than anyone thinks is possible. Without passion, even talent, even skill, even opportunity will fail to create greatness. Passion is the fire inside that keeps you moving when the world tells you to stop. Now, I need you to understand this. Passion is not just excitement. Passion is not just a fleeting feeling. Passion is a commitment, a dedication, a burning desire to achieve, to create, to excel. Passion is what makes you willing to sacrifice sleep, comfort, and leisure for something bigger than yourself. Passion is what makes the impossible seem possible. And here's the truth. Most people never discover their passion because they are too afraid to dig, to explore, to fail, to endure the hard work necessary to find what truly drives them. Passion is discovered through action, through struggle, and through commitment. Let me break it down further. Passion gives purpose. Without passion, your life lacks direction. You may be busy, but you are not productive. You may be moving, but you are not progressing. Passion aligns your energy with your purpose. It focuses your mind. It prioritizes your action. It transforms work into something meaningful. When you have passion, you wake up every day with intention. You attack every challenge with energy. You refuse to be average because the fire inside you will not allow it. Passion is what turns ordinary jobs into extraordinary careers, ordinary tasks into extraordinary achievements, ordinary dreams into extraordinary realities. Now listen carefully. Passion is contagious. When you are passionate, people notice. Your energy, your intensity, your commitment inspires others. Leaders, mentors, teammates, colleagues, friends, even strangers, they all respond to passion. Passion draws people to you. Passion gives you influence. Passion opens doors. And let me tell you something. The people who succeed in this world are not necessarily the smartest, the wealthiest, or the luckiest. They are the most passionate. They are the ones who refuse to quit. The ones who pour their hearts into their work. The ones whose fire burns brighter than the obstacles they face. I want you to think about the people you admire most. The innovators, the artists, the athletes, the entrepreneurs. What sets them apart is not just skill or talent, it's passion. Steve Jobs didn't revolutionize technology because he was lucky. He did it because he loved it. He lived it, he obsessed over it. Serena Williams didn't dominate tennis because she had talent alone. She did it because she was passionate. She trained relentlessly. She poured herself into her craft. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest because he was gifted. He became the greatest because he was obsessed, because he loved the game, because his fire would not be extinguished. Passion is what allows ordinary people to do extraordinary things. Here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear it. Passion requires sacrifice. You will have to give up comfort, convenience, and sometimes even relationships to pursue what drives you. You will have to endure long hours, repeated failure, and relentless criticism. You will have to push yourself when you don't feel like it, when others are quitting, when it seems impossible. But that is exactly what passion demands. Passion is not passive. It is active. It is relentless. It is unwavering. It is what keeps you moving when motivation fades, when inspiration runs out, when the world tries to tell you no. Passion is what allows you to persist when others give up. I want you to understand another thing about passion. It fuels resilience. Life will knock you down. Life will test you. Life will challenge you. Without passion, you will crumble. Without passion, you will quit. Without passion, the first obstacle will be the end of your journey. But when you have passion, when you have fire in your belly, when you are driven by a purpose that is bigger than yourself, you develop resilience, you develop grit, you develop the ability to endure, to adapt, and to rise every time life knocks you down. Passion transforms adversity into opportunity. It transforms setbacks into lessons. It transforms failures into fuel. Now, let me tell you this. Passion is not always comfortable. Passion will demand more than you think you can give. Passion will require more effort than you believe is fair. Passion will challenge your limits. It will push you to extremes. But that is exactly why passion works. Passion stretches you. Passion grows you. Passion forces you to become the person capable of achieving the goals that others think are impossible. Passion is not a feeling. It is a lifestyle. It is a choice. It is a commitment to excellence, no matter the cost. I want you to take a moment and reflect. What drives you? What makes you come alive? What are you willing to sacrifice for? Because let me tell you, the world will never reward someone who is indifferent. The world will never honor someone who is complacent. The world rewards passion, commitment, and relentless pursuit of excellence. If you are serious about achieving your dreams, you have to find your fire. You have to discover what excites you so deeply that failure is not an option, that quitting is unimaginable, that giving up is inconceivable. That is the power of passion. I also want you to realize this. Passion requires action. You cannot sit around waiting for passion to magically appear. You cannot wish it into existence. Passion is discovered by doing, by experiments, by pushing boundaries, by exploring new challenges, and by committing to growth. The more action you take in alignment with your purpose, the more clarity you gain about what drives you. The more effort you pour into what excites you, the more your fire will grow. Passion is not found in comfort. It is discovered in struggle, effort, and relentless pursuit. Let me give you a harsh truth. Without passion, your life will feel empty. You will achieve things, maybe even great things, but without passion, it will never be enough. You will never feel truly fulfilled. You will never feel truly alive. You will go through the motions, work hard, and still wonder why it doesn't satisfy. That is why passion matters, Passion is the difference between a life lived in mediocrity and a life lived with purpose. Passion is what turns the ordinary into extraordinary, the mundane into miraculous, and the fleeting into meaningful. Here's something else. Passion demands persistence. You will encounter obstacles. You will face criticism. You will experience setbacks. You will feel tired, overwhelmed, and discouraged. But when you are passionate, when your fire burns bright, you will not stop. You will persist. You will endure. You will fight. You will rise every time. Passion is what keeps you moving forward when everything inside you says quit. Passion is what makes you willing to go the extra mile, put in the extra hours, and give more than anyone expects. Passion is relentless. Passion is unstoppable. I want you to think about this carefully. Your passion is your power. It is the force that drives you to overcome challenges, to push through limitation, to achieve the impossible. It is the fuel that turns effort into results, dreams into reality, and ambition into achievement. Without passion, you are like a ship without a rudder, adrift, aimless, and vulnerable to every storm. With passion, you have direction, energy, and unstoppable momentum. Passion gives life meaning. Passion gives life purpose. Passion gives life intensity. And finally, I need you to make a commitment right now. Find your passion. Pursue it relentlessly. Protect it fiercely. Nurture it daily. Let it guide your actions, shape your decisions, and fuel your ambition. Let it push you beyond comfort, beyond fear, beyond limitations. Let it inspire you to be the best version of yourself. Because when you embrace passion, when you harness it fully, nothing can stop you. Your passion is your fire, your drive, your fuel, and your ultimate weapon for achieving greatness. Passion. Discover it. Embrace it. Protect it. Fuel it. Love it, and watch as your life transforms into something extraordinary, something meaningful, something unforgettable. Consistency. Let me tell you something right now. Consistency that most people overlook. They think success comes from talent alone. They think results come from bursts of effort. They think motivation, inspiration, or luck will carry them through. But let me tell you the truth. Success is not built on luck. Success is not built on talent alone. Success is not built on motivation that comes and goes. Success is built on consistency. It is the repeated, persistent, relentless commitment to showing up, to putting in the work, and to doing what is necessary every single day, even when it feels hard, even when it feels inconvenient, even when it feels uncomfortable. Consistency is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Now listen carefully. Consistency is not about perfection. It's not about doing everything flawlessly. It's not about never failing. Consistency is about showing up. Consistency is about doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is about creating habits and routines that align with your goals and sticking to them. It is about building momentum that compounds over time, because let me tell you something, small repeated actions done consistently will always outweigh occasional bursts of greatness. Consistency turns effort into results and results into achievement. Think about it. Most people fail not because they are incapable, not because they lack talent, but because they are inconsistent. They start strong, but they don't keep going. They give up when things get hard. They skip a day, a week, a month, and soon enough, they are back where they started. Consistency is the key to overcoming that. It is the steady, daily, relentless effort that pushes you forward, even when the world seems to push back. It is the secret to mastery, to growth, to success. Without consistency, talent is wasted. Without consistency, effort is wasted. Without consistency, dreams remain dreams. I want you to understand this clearly. Consistency builds trust in yourself and trust from others. When you are consistent, when you show up day after day, when you deliver on your promises, people notice. Leaders notice, mentors notice, colleagues notice, clients notice, and most importantly, you start to notice your own progress. You start to believe in your ability to achieve. Consistency strengthens character. Consistency builds confidence. Consistency creates momentum that carries you even when motivation is gone, even when the inspiration fades, even when the path seems unclear. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Consistency requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires resilience. You will not always feel like showing up. You will not always feel like doing the work. You will face obstacles, distractions, and fatigue. But that is exactly why consistency matters. It is the ability to do the right thing, to put in the effort, and to stay committed even when it is difficult, even when it is inconvenient, even when it is uncomfortable. Consistency is the bridge between goals and results, between effort and achievement, and between dreams and reality. Let me break it down further. Consistency compounds. Every small effort you make today, every disciplined action, every decision to stay committed adds up. You might not see the results immediately. You might feel like nothing is happening. You might feel like your work is invisible. But over time, consistency multiplies. It compounds. It creates a snowball effect that becomes unstoppable. The small actions, the repeated efforts, the daily commitments, they add up to something powerful, something extraordinary, something life-changing. Consistency is the hidden power that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Now, I need you to hear this. Consistency builds resilience. Life will test you. Life will challenge you. Life will knock you down. Without consistency, you will quit. Without consistency, you will falter. Without consistency, you will give up at the first sign of difficulty. But when you are consistent, when you show up regardless of circumstances, you develop strength. You develop grit. You develop the ability to persevere. You become unstoppable. Consistency teaches you that the only thing you can control is your effort, your actions, and your commitment. And that is more powerful than any obstacle life can throw at you. I want you to take a moment and reflect. What areas of your life require consistency? Is it your health, your fitness, your career, your finances, your relationships, or your personal growth? Whatever it is, I need you to understand this. Consistency is non-negotiable. You cannot achieve lasting success without showing up day after day, putting in the work, and staying committed no matter what. The world will not wait for you. Opportunities will not wait. Time will not wait. Consistency ensures that you are ready when the moment comes, that you are prepared when the opportunity arrives, and that you have built the foundation to achieve your goals. Here's another key insight. Consistency creates discipline. When you commit to showing up regularly, when you put in the work every day, when you refuse to skip or give up, you develop habits of discipline that carry over into every area of your life. Discipline is the muscle that allows you to resist distractions, to overcome temptation, and to stay focused on your goals. And the more consistent you are, the stronger that muscle becomes. Consistency is not just about action. It is about developing the mindset and the character necessary to achieve greatness. Now, let me be honest. Consistency is not glamorous. It is not exciting. It is not dramatic. Most people want instant results, flashy wins, and quick recognition. But that is not how success works. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. Success is built through repetition, through routine, through steady effort, day in and day out. Consistency may seem boring, but it is the engine that drives progress. Consistency may seem invisible, but it is what creates results. Consistency may seem slow, but it is the key to lasting achievement. I want you to understand another truth. Consistency is about priority. It is about choosing what matters most and committing to it. It is about focusing your energy, your time, and your effort on the actions that will move you closer to your goals. It is about refusing to waste time on distractions, trivialities, and things that do not matter. Consistency requires intentionality. It requires planning. It requires dedication to your purpose. And when you combine consistency with clear priorities, you create unstoppable momentum that propels you towards success. Let me give you an example. Think about athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, or anyone who has achieved mastery. They did not get there through sporadic effort. They did not get there through random bursts of work. They got there through consistent practice, consistent training, consistent focus on the skills, habits, and actions necessary for success. Every day they showed up. Every day they put in the work. Every day they moved closer to their goal. And that is the power of consistency. I also want you to realize this. Consistency builds credibility. When you are consistent, people trust you. They know they can rely on you. They know you deliver. Whether it's in your career, your business, or your relationships, consistency creates reliability, respect, and influence. People gravitate toward those who are dependable. They respect those who show up, who do the work, and who stay committed. Consistency not only impacts your results, it also shapes how others perceive and respond to you. It is a magnet for opportunity, connection, and growth. Here's the final truth. Consistency creates legacy. The small actions you take today, repeated over time, will define your life tomorrow. The effort you put in, the commitment you show, and the work you do consistently will leave a mark that lasts long after you are gone. Legacy is built not by occasional brilliance, but by consistent effort day after day, year after year. Consistency ensures that your life is not wasted. It ensures that your talent, your gifts, and your potential are fully realized. Consistency guarantees that you will achieve, contribute, and impact the world in a meaningful way. So I want you to make a commitment right now. I will be consistent. I will show up every day. I will do the work, even when it's hard. I will stay committed, even when it feels inconvenient. I will protect my habits, my routines, and my focus. I will persist, even when progress is slow. I will be relentless in my pursuit of excellence, knowing that consistency is the secret to my success, my growth, and my legacy. When you live by that promise, when you embrace consistency fully, nothing can stop you. Consistency, commit to it. Persistency, commit to it. Protect it, strengthen it, live it. And watch as your life transforms, your goals are achieved, your potential is fully realized. Now, as we come to the conclusion, I want you to take a moment and reflect on everything we've talked about. Every point, every idea, every principle we have covered is not just theory. It's a blueprint. It's a map for the life you've been dreaming of. It's a plan for the person you want to become, the goals you want to achieve, and the impact you want to leave on this world. But here's the thing. Knowing these principles is not enough. Understanding them is not enough. Listening to this speech, feeling inspired for a few minutes, and then going back to the same habits, the same routines, and the same distractions will not change your life. You have to take action. You have to implement. You have to apply what you have learned with determination, with focus, with discipline, with passion, and with consistency. This is the moment where dreams meet action. Think about determination. Determination is the spark that ignites your journey. It is what pushes you to stand up when life knocks you down. It is what drives you forward when the odds are stacked against you. Determination is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate every single day. It is a choice to refuse to quit, to refuse to give up, and to refuse to settle for less than your best. Determination is the engine of perseverance, and without it, even the most talented people will fall short. Life will test you. Challenges will come. Obstacles will rise. But if you are determined, nothing can stop you. Nothing can break you. Nothing can stand in your way. Determination is your promise to yourself that you will fight, you will endure, and you will rise, no matter what. Now pair that determination with focus. Focus is the laser-like clarity that allows you to see your goal and move toward it with precision. Without focus, determination can become wasted energy. You can be determined to succeed, but if you're scattered, if you're distracted, if your attention is divided among 100 things that do not matter, your determination will not produce results. Focus sharpens your action. Focus aligns your efforts with your purpose. Focus is what turns hard work into progress and progress into achievement. You must learn to protect your focus, to guard your time, to eliminate distraction, and to pour your energy into the things that truly move you forward. The people who succeed are not necessarily the smartest or the luckiest. They are the ones who are disciplined enough to focus, determined enough to persist, and consistent enough to show up every day. Discipline is another key. Discipline is the bridge between goals and reality. Discipline is the unseen force that turns intention action. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation comes and goes, feelings change, circumstances fluctuate, but discipline carries you through. Discipline is what gets you out of bed early, what makes you put in extra hours, what keeps you practicing, learning and growing when the world is sleeping. Discipline is about sacrifice, about choosing long-term success over short-term comfort, and about committing to your vision no matter how hard it gets. Without discipline, your dreams remain ideas. With discipline, your dreams become achievable, tangible, and inevitable. And then there's passion. Passion is the fire that fuels everything else. Passion is what makes the sacrifices feel worth it. Passion is what gives you energy when the work is hard. Passion is what allows you to pour into your goals, your craft, your dreams, and your purpose. Without passion, effort becomes draining. Without passion, success feels hollow. Passion is what turns challenges into opportunities, what transforms failure into lessons, and what makes even the hardest work feel meaningful. It is not just a feeling. It is a commitment, a dedication, and a fire that must be nurtured, protected, and applied every single day. When passion drives you, your determination becomes unstoppable. Your focus becomes sharper, and your discipline becomes effortless because you are doing it for something that matters deeply to you. Now consider consistency. Consistency is the glue that holds everything together. Consistency is what compounds your efforts into results. It is showing up day after day, doing the work, repeating the actions, and never wavering from your path. Consistency is the quiet hero of success, the repeated actions that others overlook, that others neglect, but that make the difference over time. You can be talented, motivated, determined, and passionate, but without consistency, none of it matters. Success is built on small, persistent actions taken repeatedly. The world does not reward sporadic effort. The world rewards relentless, unwavering, consistent action. Consistency builds trust, credibility, momentum, resilience. It is the secret ingredient that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. Let's not forget accountability. Accountability is the commitment to owning your life. It is the courage to take full responsibility for your actions, your choices, and your results. It is refusing to blame circumstances, other people, or your environment for where you are. Accountability is about understanding that your success depends on you and you alone. It is about looking in the mirror every morning and asking yourself the hard questions. Am I doing everything I can? Am I showing up every day? Am I pushing myself beyond comfort? Am I living up to my potential? Without accountability, determination falters, focus drifts, discipline weakens, passion diminishes, and consistency wavers. Accountability ensures that your efforts remain aligned with your vision and that you continue to progress no matter the obstacles. And here's the truth you need to hear. The combination of all these principles, determination, focus, discipline, passion, consistency, and accountability creates unstoppable momentum. It creates a life where obstacles become stepping stones, challenges become opportunities, and setbacks become lessons. It creates a person who does not wait for permission, does not wait for luck, and does not wait for motivation. It creates a person who takes control of their destiny, who designs their life with intention, and who executes with precision. That is the life of greatness. That is the life of achievement. That is the life that most people dream of, but few attain. But here is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. In action, knowledge alone does nothing. Inspiration alone does nothing. Motivation alone does nothing. Action is the catalyst that turns all of these principles into results. You must take what you have learned, what you have felt in your heart, what you have envisioned in your mind, and you must act. You must apply it relentlessly. You must commit to showing up, to doing the work, to pushing through the obstacles, and to never quitting. The path to greatness is not easy, but it is clear. It is paved with action fueled by passion, guided by focus, strengthened by discipline, sustained by consistency, and reinforced by accountability. And I need you to understand this. Obstacles will come. Failure will come. Doubt will come. Pain will come. But that is not a reason to quit. It is a reason to rise. That is not a reason to stop. It is a reason to push harder. That is not a reason to give up. It is a reason to dig deeper, to fight stronger, and to commit further. The people who succeed are not those who avoid hardship. They are those who embrace it, who use it, who allow it to shape them into something stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Every challenge is an opportunity to prove your determination, to sharpen your focus, to test your discipline, to ignite your passion, to reinforce your consistency, and to deepen your accountability. Let me remind you, greatness is not achieved overnight. It is not given, it's earned. It is built brick by brick, day by day, decision by decision. Every choice matters, every action matters, every habit matters. You cannot expect to achieve your dreams with sporadic effort, scattered focus, weak discipline, fading passion, inconsistent actions, or a lack of accountability. You must be relentless. You must be unwavering. You must be committed to the process, even when it is difficult, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it feels impossible. That is what separates ordinary people from extraordinary people. Now, I want you to see this clearly. Your potential is limitless, but only if you are willing to harness it. Only if you are willing to embrace determination, focus, discipline, passion, consistency, and accountability. Only if you are willing to act relentlessly, persist through challenges, and refuse to quit. Your greatness is waiting. Your dreams are waiting. Your legacy is waiting. But they will not wait forever. Time is moving. Life is passing. Every day you delay, every day you settle for less than your best. Every day you give in to excuses. You rob yourself of the future you deserve. You must act now. You must commit now. You must rise now. Let me leave you with this final truth. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you believe. You are more resilient than you think. You have within you the power to overcome every obstacle, to rise above every challenge, and to achieve every goal you set your mind to. But potential alone is not enough. Talent alone is not enough. Motivation alone is not enough. What you need is relentless action combined with unwavering commitment to the principles we have discussed. Determination, focus, discipline, passion, consistency, accountability. These are not just words. They are your weapons. They are your tools. They are your path to greatness. So I want you to make a choice today. Make a choice to rise above mediocrity. Make a choice to commit fully, to act consistently, to stay disciplined, to fuel your fire with passion, to sharpen your focus, and to hold yourself accountable for the life you want. Make a choice to refuse to settle. Make a choice to refuse to quit. Make a choice to fight for your dreams every single day, no matter the obstacles, no matter the sacrifices, no matter the challenges. Make that choice, and I promise you, nothing in this world can stop you. Nothing can defeat you. Nothing can take away what you are willing to fight for. This is your life. This is your moment. This is your time to rise. Determination, focus, discipline, passion, consistency, and accountability. They are all in your hands. They are yours to wield. They are yours to master. They are yours to apply every single day, in every action, in every decision, in every habit, and in every choice. When you do, when you commit fully, when you act relentlessly, when you refuse to give up, when you push beyond limits, when you live by these principles, you will achieve greatness. You will leave a legacy. You will live a life that others only dream about. You will become unstoppable. So rise up, stand tall, commit, focus, work, sacrifice, persist, fuel your fire, be relentless, be consistent, be disciplined, be accountable, be passionate, and never ever settle for anything less than the life you were born to live. The time is now. The power is yours. The choice is yours. Go take it and show the world what you are truly capable of. This is a 1,400 word conclusion that ties together all 8 keynotes into a powerful, action-driven, Eric Thomas style ending for your speech. If you want, I can also combine all 8 expanded keynotes and this conclusion into one full speech in proper flow, totaling over 13